Today I'm here with Nick, the creator, CEO, owner, one-man band of Manzanita Cycles, and we're going to be climbing Highline Trail together to learn about what goes into building a bike frame and what makes Manzanita Cycles unique. Oh, it's a beautiful morning. Nobody's out. We left early enough that we caught nobody on the trail yet. All right, here we go, Highline. So, Nick, how long you been building frames?
Been building frames since 2007.
How'd you get started into that? Because that's a pretty big leap to go from a mountain biker to building bikes.
It was really just about curiosity. I was getting into cycling. And I just wanted to know how a frame was made, and back then I was really into road touring. And I wanted to make myself a road touring bike for trips that my wife and I had planned. So I ended up taking a class with Doug Faddick out in Michigan, and that was a 2-week class. Learned a lot, made a frame, rode that in Iceland.
Ooh.
And now it's being ridden by my brother-in-law just for day rides and commuting.
Awesome.
So still going strong, frame number 1.
So cool. That's about where I am in my progress. I'm curious how they're made. I like making things, and I could see myself making a frame one day. Not for profit, just for myself.
Yeah, it's a blast. It's a lot of work, but it's so rewarding to have something, to ride something that you've made with your own hands.
Totally.
And no matter how weird you make it, you're still gonna love it.
Yep.
Like your own little child.
Yep. So what are a few things about frame building that the average rider has no clue about until he builds one?
I think the perception is you spend a little time cutting the tubes to length, and then you're off to welding or brazing.
That's the fun part.
Yeah, that's the romantic part.
Yeah.
It's the part everyone thinks about when they're making their frame. It's, oh, okay, I'm gonna be welding this thing together. But most of the time is spent cleaning. You do so much cleaning, and especially if you get into titanium.
Yeah.
Which I'm not there yet, but all you're doing is keeping everything clean. Come on. Oh, almost.
We've now entered the 100 yards of awful climb. Awful awkward. Oh no. Nope, I didn't make that one. Didn't time that one well.
And just when you think you're done cleaning, you'll still have to do more cleaning.
Of like raw tubes, and are you talking like cleaning up edges or like getting oil off the steel or what?
Yeah, when you start, you have to clean the tubes because they have mill scale and other junk on them. And then after you cut them to length, you need to clean the inside again and the outside. Just make sure everything is perfect. There's no impurities on the tube that would mess up your weld or your braze.
Sure.
Whew. This job killed me.
Yeah, this comes at you.
Need an easier gear. There we go. Come on, baby.
Nice. You fight for every inch of this one. Well, that almost sounds like work, Nick, cleaning up tubes. I just want to weld all day.
Yeah.
And ride. Ooh, that's new. That rock recently fell. Let me try that again.
Nice. Oh. Nice.
All right.
There's more.
It's rideable from here.
That's what you say.
This is just a ramp. You can go as slow as you want. Then we got a 120-degree turn. And then once you're right up here, we're done.
Ah.
But you're gonna be breathing heavy. Well, we're done with the tech. We're done with the big tech. You're never done with the tech, incidentally. I'll ask you a question once we're up that.
Yeah, good idea.
It's kind of like hot ones. See if you can maintain your focus.
Nice.
Swing it wide on the left.
Okay.
Oh, this bike is wonderful with that short chainstay. Having ridden so many bikes, I'm pretty good at picking custom geo that works well for me.
Oh.
So what's the most rewarding part about being a frame builder, besides the long hours alone in your basement?
I just get to do what I love, and that's just making things. I love making frames. I love the design process. I love working with customers and coming up with an idea for them that they're going to be super stoked about when they ride it. Make no mistake, it's a lot of work, but the reward is worth it.
What's the longest part of the process that's the most time consuming?
Really, it's probably all the prep work. So there's the cleaning, lots of measuring, cutting. That's about 90% of the work.
Okay.
And then the brazing or welding is the last 10%, maybe about an hour's worth of work. And then since I fillet braze, I have to spend time cleaning the fillets so they look nice and organic and
Yeah.
perfectly smooth.
And they do, they look beautiful. You've done a nice job.
Thanks.
Despite the fact that I'm running my stiff E-wing titanium cranks, this frame is not stiff. It's not noodly, but man, is it comfortable. And that just reiterates how beautiful it is to get a custom built frame for my weight and riding style. I told him suppleness was key. I'm not hucking, not dropping, I'm not doing insane stuff. And I don't want it overly stiff. And boy, did he deliver on that. What a cool riding frame. And that's probably the element that I can't overstate, is how good custom riding frames are compared to mass-produced frames. And it's not because the techniques of a custom-built frame are all that different from mass-produced. It's more because mass-produced frames have to fit people weighing from 100 to 300 pounds, and some of them will be jumping, and they have to have ISO stress tests. And you can't individualize each frame for each person, so you just kind of have to pick a line and commit to that for everybody for that model. But a custom builder has a unique set of parameters for every customer. And big companies would rather have an overly stiff frame with 0 warranty issues than to push that line of having it be perfect for 175 pound riders, noodly for 225 pound riders, and stiff for 100 pound riders. And man, this thing rides so good. And you can just tell that Nick really knows what he's doing. So every builder's different. Some builders, the wackier it is, the more interested they are in it. Other builders, the more traditional and like old school it is, the more they want to do it. Where do you lie in that continuum?
I feel like I always want to just keep learning, following trends. Woo! I did not expect to get stopped on that thing. This is fun. It's challenging.
Good. I'm glad you like it. It is definitely a challenge. Do you want to follow me for a bit?
Yeah. For hardtails, I'm really happy with a more modern geometry, more progressive geometry. Gravel bikes the same way. I'm perfectly happy and actually encourage running dropper posts
on your gravel builds.
On gravel bikes.
Cool.
There's a huge advantage to that.
Tell us about it.
You just have more control of your bike. When you're descending rougher stuff, it's nice to have the saddle out of the way.
Yeah.
As mountain bikers will know.
Right.
You just have more control of your bike. You feel safer, more confident that'll keep you looser, and really, ultimately, you'll just ride faster and have more fun.
Is that a hard sell to your gravel customers?
I think about 50-50.
Okay.
Some just want more a traditional road bike geo,
Right.
with bigger tires, and others are willing to explore some of the newer possibilities. And I'm happy to work with both.
Yeah.
I'm not dogmatic about anything.
What size seat tube are you using for droppers on a gravel?
I would like to use 27.2.
Are people making droppers for that size?
Yeah, Fox Transfer SL,
Okay.
KS makes some.
Okay.
There's a few brands out there. I think P&W might have one too. The only reason to do that over a 31.6 or bigger is just to keep the tube weights down.
Yeah.
Because every time you go to a larger tube to accommodate a larger dropper, it just gets that much heavier.
Yep, totally.
Not that weight is the most important thing, but it is a factor.
Absolutely. So, is it true that a 30.9 is going to make a more supple bike than a 31.8 dropper seat tube?
I don't know how much the seat tube itself plays in suppleness of a frame.
Yeah, I believe you. I think there's way more important places to make a frame supple,
Yeah.
or more impactful ways to make it supple. But I do see that on a lot of marketing material. We went with the 30.9
Yeah.
to make it more supple.
I mean, I guess that means the dropper tube itself will flex a little bit more, or the bushings will flex more.
So I've had the opportunity to work with some really cool small builders. Is it more of a dog-eat-dog world, where you're all fighting for the same customers, or are you guys all buddies and go have drinks at the pub afterwards together?
I mean, ultimately, we are competitors. We're all, working to satisfy the custom frame building market. But we're also very friendly with each other and open about, sharing different secrets, different tips and tricks.
I really love that.
So it's very cooperative and very friendly.
Oh, that's awesome to hear. I wish people who commented on the internet about bikes and components and stuff could learn more from you guys and realize we're all here to pedal bikes and have fun, and we need to chill out and stop being so negative about stupid things. I've been lucky to work with a bunch of different frame builders who will build me whatever I want, and I'm starting to run out of ideas to make a bike innovative. Do you run into that, or do you always have like 10 more brainstorm wild hair ideas about what you want to build next?
There's just so many possibilities to explore, especially with off-road bikes. Just the way geometry has moved in the last 5 years or so, just pushing the front end further forward, utilizing dropper posts, it just opens up so many more possibilities, even for something as traditional as a hardtail. It's been around for years. You can make a hardtail awesome for double black diamonds like here in Sedona, or for fast flowy trails.
Yep.
They can become real capable machines with the right geometry, the right spec, and it's super fun to ride.
Agreed. And yours are especially fun to ride. This is a very special bike. I have so much fun on it. Do most of your customers err on the side of wanting something more aggressive than they need or less aggressive than they need? Are you having to talk them away from a 62-degree head angle or talk them into a 64-degree head angle?
I think most customers are pretty open to my ideas and willing to take my suggestions and run with it. Some customers have a lot of experience riding, so you'll definitely have your preferences, and I can work with that, no problem. Other customers need more hand-holding, and that's great too. So I'm just happy to work with anyone who's just loves riding bikes and wants a custom frame and wants to have fun out there.
It's been so fun getting to know you and your product, and I'm so excited for people to see this video and learn about the bikes that you make and order some. It's awesome to have someone like Nick who's a rider too, and who gets out and is always testing. You are an innovator, you're always experimenting, we're of the same cut from the same cloth. I'm always trying weird things to see what happens, and I know you do that too, and it definitely shows in your builds. I come across a lot of builders who are stuck in the ways of the 90s and can't break out of it. Amazing craftsmen, but aren't really pushing it on the geo-wise or design-wise. And then I meet a lot of young guys like you who are open to anything. And then I meet a lot of young guys like you who are really trying to see how we can make the age-old hardtail even better.
So yeah, tons of opportunities to explore, lots of new lines to try. But at the same time, you can still look back, see what's worked well in the past, and use that for future builds. But you know, without people just trying wacky things, there wouldn't be things like dropper posts and I don't know.
Absolutely.
Other things that are...
That's one of the best inventions ever.
Yeah.
And it got a lot of flack when it came out.
Yeah.
Well, Nick, it's been super fun getting to know you and your process. One of these days I'm going to come visit your shop and see how it's all put together. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Thank you for taking the time to walk us through it and share your beautiful creation. This bike he built for me is truly special and one of the best bikes I've ever ridden. If you want to hear my thoughts on it, make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you'll get notifications when I drop that review. Nick, you're the man. Thanks for coming all the way out to Sedona to deliver this.
Oh, it's been my pleasure.
We're at the top of the climb. We're going to turn off the camera and just enjoy this descent now. Thanks, everybody. There's a party in the mountains, and you're invited.